Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the world of sports and give you our unfiltered take on the latest news and trends. I'm your host, Howard, and we're excited to have you join us today. We're starting off with a story that's been making waves in the baseball world. Cristopher Sánchez, the ace pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies, has been on a historic streak, throwing 52 consecutive scoreless innings. That's right, folks. This guy has been untouchable on the mound, and his performance has been turning heads. Sanchez's streak finally came to an end in a game against the Padres, but not before he earned a standing ovation from the crowd for his incredible achievement. The left-hander's scoreless innings streak is the fifth longest in MLB history since 1893, and it's the longest in Phillies history. What's even more impressive is that Sánchez has been doing this all while dominating on the mound. With 45 strikeouts and only 3 walks over 39 scoreless innings, he was recently named the National League Pitcher of the Month for May, and it's clear why. We'll be discussing more about Sanchez's incredible streak and what it means for the Phillies' chances this season. But for now, let's just take a moment to appreciate this amazing achievement. 52 scoreless innings is no easy feat, and Sánchez has cemented his place in baseball history. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into a topic that's been on my mind lately, and that's the state of competitive balance in Major League Baseball. As many of you know, I'm a huge baseball fan, and it's disheartening to see how the sport is being impacted by the massive financial disparities between teams. I recently came across an article that highlighted just how wide the gap has become. The payroll difference between the top spending team, the Dodgers, and the lowest spending team, the Marlins, is a staggering $446 million. That's right, folks. The Dodgers are spending over 7 times more than the Marlins on player salaries. And it's not just about the money, it's about the talent that comes with it. The article quoted Guardian's GM Mike Chernoff as saying, "We can't sign top-tier free agents. It's just impossible with the economic landscape in baseball." That's a stark reality for many small-market teams, and it's one of the main reasons why competitive balance is such a major issue in the sport. Now, some might argue that owners should just spend more, but the truth is, most ownership groups are already spending a significant portion of their revenue on payroll. The problem is, local revenue flows just aren't enough to keep up with the big market teams. And when you factor in the loss of cable deals and the disruption to the traditional TV model, it's clear that something needs to change. The fans want to see competitive balance, and they're willing to support a cap-and-floor system to make it happen. In fact, a recent poll showed that 79% of avid MLB fans and 69% of casual fans are in favor of such a system. It's time for the league to take notice and make some changes. The impact of competitive imbalance goes beyond just the sport itself. It also affects the league's growth and revenue. The NBA, NFL, and NHL have all seen significant revenue growth in recent years, while MLB has lagged behind. If baseball wants to reach its full potential, it needs to find a way to create more competitive balance and give fans a reason to invest in their teams. It's not all doom and gloom, though. The pitch clock and other rules changes have been widely popular, and attendance has been on the rise. New TV deals are in place, and there's an incredible wealth of talent on the field. But until the competitive balance issue is addressed, the sport will always be held back. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. As we close out today's show, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about something that caught my attention earlier this week. It appears that the Duke versus North Carolina basketball game won't be happening at Madison Square Garden as initially planned, due to some scheduling conflicts with the TV networks. But what's really interesting is that the game might be played at a different venue altogether, Lone Depot Park in Miami, which just so happens to be the home of the Miami Marlins baseball team. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about playing a basketball game in a baseball stadium? Well, my friends, it's not just about the venue, it's about the experience. Imagine watching two of college basketball's most iconic teams go head-to-head. in a unique setting that's normally reserved for America's favorite pastime. It's going to be a wild and exciting atmosphere, with the possibility of a huge crowd cheering on their favorite team. And let's not forget the history between these two teams. Duke and North Carolina have been bitter rivals for decades, with some of the most epic matchups in college basketball history. This game has all the makings of another instant classic, and I'm excited to see how it all plays out. But here's the thing. This game isn't just about the teams or the venue. It's also about the people involved. You've got coaches like John Shire and Hubert Davis, who are both trying to make a name for themselves in the college basketball world. And then you've got the players, talented young athletes who are giving it their all on the court. As the first always say, sports have a way of bringing us together like nothing else can. So, whether you're a die-hard Duke or North Carolina fan, or just someone who loves the game of basketball, this is an event you won't want to miss. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep your head in the game.